every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then also every Monday now at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So we have an afternoon class and a morning class, and this is our morning class. So good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining me. I have Michelle here in the background helping. She is amazing at answering questions and providing links, and she is also a jewelry maker and a beader as well. So she is great to, if you have a question and I miss it or I can't answer it, she is there to help. So that is really wonderful to have her here with us. And we always have Eric in the background too, so he's usually here to help as well. So today's beading class, yes, Eric is here. Hello, Eric. So today's beading class, we're gonna make, I kind of am dubbing this a Julie earring because this is the quintessential earring that I love to make and wear myself. It's a statement earring and it looks like this. So every part of this we're gonna make. We are gonna make the actual wire frame. We're going to be making the we're gonna do the wire wrapping of the beads around the frame. And then we're gonna even make this little component here. I was like, it needed just a little something extra. And for my personal style, I love doing this sequence where you do like a nice big statement focal, and then you've got a dangly chain. I love it. So we're gonna be doing that today here in this class live. So a couple quick notes about how this works is if you are new to joining us, welcome. Thank you for coming here. We are live. If you are on Beadaholique.com, you can comment live. So in the comment box, you can ask questions, share design ideas, let me know where you're coming from and where you're living and what's happening there. Here, I'm in Los Angeles and it is hot. It is already almost 80 degrees. We're gonna be close to 100 today. So today it is very warm here in Los Angeles. Hi, Susan from Seattle, hello. So great, if you're here and I can read your comments if you're on Beadaholique. Now, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Please feel free to comment. Just know that I can't read them live. Oh, hello, Myra. Yes, it's gonna be hot here in LA today. I am already feeling it. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, please hop on over to Beadaholique to comment live. And then you'll also be able to partake in our giveaway because we are having a giveaway today as well. We're gonna do it partway through the show, but you have to be able to comment live on Beadaholique so we can see your comments. So follow the link in the description of your video over on Facebook or YouTube. It's going to take you over here to Beadaholique, and then you'll be able to be part of our giveaway and enter for a chance to win. Oh, hello, Hazel, and hello, Dee. Very nice. Okay, it's good to see all of these familiar names. Hello, everybody. All right, so we are having some people who are just joining us right now. I do want to show you really quickly what we're going to make again, and then I'll flip my camera down. We're going to do a wire wrapped beaded frame. We're going to wire wrap beads onto that frame, and then we're going to create this focal dangle as well with wire. We're going to be using 3 different gauges of wire. We're going to do 18 gauge, 22, and 24. And I'll talk to you about why we're using each wire gauge as well. So we're going to do that. Oh, hello, Monica and Karen and Piper. Hello. So real quick, before I pop my camera down, the way this works is we just had a huge amount of people join us again. So thank you guys. We are live here at Beadaholique. If you have any questions, type them into the comment section. Michelle, Eric, or I will try to answer them. If you have any, want to see what I'm using in my show, there's a shopping bag icon. Just click on that shopping bag icon. It has everything preloaded. You can add it right to your shopping cart. You can even check out and I never go away. Then if you like something, there's a little heart button that you can click on for a little floating heart. And then if you want to share it, there's a share button as well. Okay, I'm gonna flip my camera down real quick so we can start to play. Hello, Lisa. All right. Okay, guys. Hello, Santa Barbara girl and Vicky. Hello, everybody. This is going to be a fun show. I love making this style of earring. I think I've been doing it for quite a number of years, and it's just really my favorite style of earring to make. So I'm going to really try to position my camera here so we can see up close what I'm going to be doing here. Oh my gosh. Hello. Yes, I believe we're still delivering to Canada. I'm going to definitely let Michelle answer that. She would be the expert on it. Oh, hello, Lady Picasso and Piper. Okay, what gauge wire is best for wire wrapping? Great question. So today, what the gauge of wire we're going to be used for the wrapping is going to be 24 gauge. I always use 24 or 26. So a quick wire gauge lesson before we really start our project here. We're going to be using 18 gauge for the outside frame. So we're going to look at our little sample piece here. So for the outside gauge, our outside frame, because we're going to make our own frame here, we're going to use the 18 gauge. For the wire wrapping around it, we're going to use 24. 26 is also a good gauge for that as well. And then to make our little dangle here, we're going to be doing 22 gauge. So the smaller the number, the thicker the wire. So we can see that 18 gauge wire is considerably thicker than 24 gauge. So it's just another one of those of like, it's not, you know, it's kind of a reverse of what I think would be make the most sense, was like the bigger the number, the thicker, but it's the smaller the number, the thicker the wire. So we're going to be doing that. How do these different wire thicknesses change? How to know? Okay, so great question, Karen. Yeah, so wire gauge, I'm going to move my chair out of the way. I'm actually standing here because it's a little easier for me to see the comments. So yes, so you'll get down to like 16 gauge, 14 gauge. That gets really heavy. I stay with about 18 gauge is as thick as I go. Also, my cutters are supposed to be able to cut up to 18 gauge. So this is kind of where I like to stay. This is still pliable, but the 18 gauge is really good for frame work. So any type of frame, hoop, loop, clasp, anything you want to do, 18 gauge is a really good standard gauge for that. Now, 24 gauge and 26 gauge is very much softer. You can see here is very flexible. We can really bend it. So that's what you're going to want to do for your wire wrappings, because it can get a little strenuous on the hands if you have a thicker gauge than this. So I like to stay within the 24, 26 gauge for my wrappings. Now, I am also using a 22 gauge today. And the reason I'm using 22 gauge is I made my own decorative head pin with some extra wire wrapping here, but I wanted it to be a little stiffer than 24 gauge so that it doesn't get bent when this is being worn. So I went with a 22 gauge. So dead soft wire, you'll often see referred to with like sterling silver, dead soft wire, and that's really good for wrappings. Something that you see those beautiful pieces, and I'm not an expert at this, but those amazing wire wrapped pieces that are so intricate and they look like they took, 100 hours to make. Dead soft wire is really great for that. I love craft wire personally. Craft wire is very soft too. And so I love using craft wire. I think it works great. I don't think for a lot of projects that you need to necessarily have the precious metal wires. I think craft wire is good. Artistic wire is really nice. It has a really pretty silver that it comes into. I think I added some to the shopping bag. Karen, excellent question. What's the difference? What makes 18 gauge different from memory wire? All right, so memory wire is a stainless steel wire that is hardened, and it's usually, I think it's only like 22 gauge. It's quite a bit thinner than 18 gauge, but memory wire is stainless steel and it's hardened to hold its shape. So there is not really any bending of memory wire except for just turning the ends. You know what? I have a memory wire bracelet right here. Let me see. Okay, so here's a memory wire bracelet. And it holds its shape. It's a coil and it's stainless steel. The only bending you're going to do on it pretty much is to make the little loop on the ends. 18 gauge is still soft. It's still pliable. We can still move it with our fingers and we can still work with it to make a frame. So 18 is more for like wire projects, wire jewelry. Memory wire is more specific to just if you want it to keep the shape, whether you're making a bracelet or a ring or an ornament, it's not really going to deviate from this round shape. Great questions though. Okay, so keep them coming. Again, if you're on Facebook or YouTube watching this, please follow the link in the description of your video to come on over to Beadaholique. Because you'll be able to comment live and ask questions live, and you'll be able to be part of our giveaway. And our giveaway today is a Mr. Kitty bag of these I think they're 3 by or 2 by 5. I think they're 3 by 5 millimeter spacers. Like they're like a squished bicone. I love them, and they would be really fun to wire wrap. So that's why I chose these, because I thought these would be beautiful to wire wrap. So we're going to be giving away this partway through the show, and the way you enter the giveaway is by commenting live on Beadaholique with the answer to a question that I will ask, and the first correct answer wins, and Michelle will figure out who's first. She's really good at catching it. Yes, they totally look like flying saucers. I love them. You can really see the shape here in the green one. Yes, and Margaret, I agree. Even doing the loops on memory wire is really hard. Can artistic wire lose its color? It can tarnish a little. Artistic wire can tarnish a little, but I really find it, if you store it in like a Ziploc bag, or you store it in like a cool, dry place, it doesn't tarnish quickly. I'll say that. I have some really, really old pieces that have tarnished a little bit, but also things that accelerate tarnishing is like sunscreen. So if, say, you're wearing these earrings, just put them on after you put on sunscreen for the day. If you were to spray sunscreen on this repeatedly, or perfume or lotion, that accelerates tarnishing. So as long as you kind of keep them clean and store them properly, they really do keep their color, which is nice. Oh, and good, great. Piper's saying I do store my wire in bags. It helps for sure. Yes. So, Kay, great question. So as everyone, or most people know, Beadaholique is closing. We're actually having our 30% off closing sale, which is great because everything you see here is 30% off. But that does mean the Beadaholique website will go away, but we are going to keep our videos on YouTube. So you'll still have access to the videos. Great question. Okay, so let's start, guys. We are going to start by making our wire frame, and this is going to be fun, and you're actually going to see me use round nose pliers. If you guys follow my videos, I never, ever, ever use round nose pliers, but I'm going to use them today because I need to. Okay, so you could go out and buy dowels that are specifically for wire wrapping, for jewelry making. They're like a wood dowel. They look basically like this, but they're wood. I just use containers I have around house. This is like around the house. This is like a lip balm. I've used medicine bottles. I've used condiment jars from my pantry. I've used all different things. Basically, you're just looking for the shape you want. And so I found the shape I wanted in a lip balm. So let's see. I'm trying to read the comments as I go. Will a protective lacquer be good for non-tarnishing? Oh, you could try that, Vicki. I haven't tried that before. But yeah, I mean, that is definitely an idea. I would do a test piece though, and I would actually wait quite a while after you do it on the test piece, because sometimes even like a clear liquid can actually cause the wire to tarnish in certain instances. So I would just check that out. I would do a test piece. My Morning Gloria is saying she uses makeup bottles. Perfect. Makeup bottles are great for this. Okay. So what we'll do here is we're going to start by measuring out for this particular one. Now, if you're using a bigger bottle, then you do a little more wire. I'm going to do 4.5 inches. And you see that even though this is 18 gauge and it's thick, we can still really bend it. So don't worry if there's little kinks in it. It's just going to work itself out here in a minute. So we're going to lay this against our ruler. And we're going to do 4.5 inches. Okay, and we're going to snip it. Okay, so now we need to make the little loop, because in order for this to be a functioning jewelry component, we need a way of attaching it to our earring hook eventually. So what we need to do is create our little loop, and that's when the round nose pliers come in. Oh, thank you, Vicki. These I'll just call the Julie earrings. These are so me. These beads are me. The style is me. I like it. No, I'm using round wire. So this is just the artistic craft wire. It is a round wire and it's 18 gauge. good. You bought the Xuron pliers and love them. Morning, Gloria. That's wonderful. They are really nice. Okay. Thank you guys. Oh, and I have to tell you, the beads that I'm going to be using are these English cut beads that I cannot get enough of. And I do have to share, I think that the pictures on the website do not do them justice at all. They are so beautiful in person. I'm going to be showing you some color options here because you don't have to do the color I'm doing. I'm doing a luster iris tanzanite, but there's a lot of other choices, and I just think the pictures do not do them justice. They're so pretty in person. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the tip of our wire in our pliers, and we're just going to bend it into a loop. So I'm just going to make it into a little loop. So you got a little loop, and that's going to be the little loop we're going to eventually put onto our earring hook. Now we need to center that loop because right now you can see it's just going off to the side. So we're going to just kind of go back in here and we're going to notch it back a little. So if you can see where I've positioned my pliers, I'm going to bend it here so it looks more like a giant eye pin. So now that loop is more centered, and you can just kind of work with it. Now remember, wire is meant to be worked with. Don't be afraid to push, to pull, to try to make it work. And craft wire is great too when you're learning because it's pretty inexpensive, especially now with our sale where everything's 30% off. You have wiggle room to practice. I'd be a little more hesitant to practice if I was using a precious metal wire, but craft wire is great to practice with. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our object. Again, mine's just a lip balm. A great idea to use makeup containers. Like I said, I've used things out of my pantry before. Just go looking through your house for items that are the right size that you want. This one here for reference is 3/4 of an inch, so of the diameter here. Okay, so we're going to hold on to this and we're going to push our wire around it. So we're just going to wrap our wire around it until it crosses. We talk about crisscrossing a lot because it's pretty useful. So see, I've just pushed it around my dowel, which is my lip balm. Okay, and Michelle said you could just use that old thread spool that's rolling around your sewing box. Absolutely. Now you could use wood dowels, like if you really get into this and you really love this technique and wire wrapping, there are wood dowels out there for this exact purpose. But I think if you're just starting or if you don't do it a lot, I think it's just using objects you have around your house works perfectly fine. Okay, so we're going to crisscross. And when we pull this off, you can see what we've got. We have a circle. But again, this is not positioned right. Yes, and the positive of using a wooden dowel is you can wire harden it with a hammer afterwards. So that is a great point. So there is a whole other step to this that you can do. You can get a hammer, you can get a bench block, and after you make your components, you can wire harden them, work harden them. And that is also a very good idea. We're not doing it for this project. This is a little bit more of a casual wire wrap, but you can definitely do that. Okay, so once we've got this, we now need to straighten this loop up. To straighten the loop up, we're going to go in with our chain nose pliers and we're going to bend it up, but we want to have a little bit of a neck to do our wire wrapping. So I'm not going to bend it right here. I'm going to bend it further down. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to try to get this on camera as best as I can. Okay, so we're going to bend that neck up. And if it helps you, you can keep it in your object as you're doing this to keep the wire from distorting its shape. Yeah, in another show, Karen, I can definitely show the wire hardening. I didn't have the tools here for this show, but you would need a hammer and a bench block for that. But that's a great suggestion. Okay, So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wire wrap this tail right here around this neck. And you're always welcome to pull this out and see how it's looking. So don't worry about doing that. Okay, now if you want, I find it a little easier to keep it in here because it's gonna keep its shape. Now, you can take it with your fingers if you'd like, or you can use a pair of chain nose pliers. I'm gonna try to get this at the right angle. Hello, Janine. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do this at the right angle for the camera and for me. A little bit of a challenge. Okay. So maybe you guys could see it better if I do it with the pliers. Let me try to do it with the pliers. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap. See how we're pulling that? Oh, I love the hearts, guys. Thank you. Now, a quick reminder, and everything I'm using, including the wire, I know we have a lot of people who just joined, are in that shopping bag. So if you click on that, it has all of my tools, all my wire gauges, the beads we're gonna use. It's all there in that shopping bag. Okay, so now you're just gonna keep wrapping. And remember, it's just wire. You can make wire do what you want it to do. Like this is a little taller than I want it. I'm just gonna go in there and kind of make it sit down a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna keep wire wrapping. And we're gonna go again. And again. So we've done that, and now we've got a couple nice wraps around that neck. Okay. Oh my gosh, Myra. She says, I saw someone cleaning earring frames with ketchup. That is fun. I don't know what it's going to do, but I think it's really fun. Madeline, yes, it is easier with practice. So the first couple times you do this, it might not look just like this, but if you are getting the craft wire, do not worry. You've got enough to play with. I don't know how much comes on here. 4 yards. There's 4 yards on here, which is, oh my gosh, there's 36 inches in a yard. And then we're only using 4.5 inches at a time. So you're gonna have lots to play with here. Oh, the acid that cleans. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so once you've done your wraps, you're gonna trim your tail. And again, I'm using these pliers here and they're rated up to 18 gauge wire. So you'll just check that your cutters are. We're just gonna trim that tail off. And then we're gonna go in like we do with just all of our loops and we're gonna tuck our tail a little bit, which means just squeezing it so you don't have a pokey sticking out. And there is our wire frame. And we just made a very nice, very simple little wire frame that now we can do so many things with. You can leave it just like this. You could hang a charm from it right here. You could wire wrap part of it. You could bead weave it. Here is just a really simple, basic little wire frame. So you can do so many things with this and you can make it all different shapes. Maybe you can find like something that's like teardrop shaped in your house or oval shaped, bigger, smaller, but you have a really nice frame that's very easy to use. So that is how we make our wire frame with that 18 gauge wire. I saw someone ask about the wubbers. I love these. These are chain nose wubbers. I use these for most of my wire work because they're really strong and sturdy. So you guys know I love these. These are my delicate fine ones. And you see that nice fine tip. But I really like the wubbers for the grabbing, the bending, the pulling. I use these for memory wire. I use these for snowflake forms. Anything that needs something a little heavier, a little tougher, wubbers has always served me well. Oh, thank you, Piper. Okay, and guys, we are gonna do that giveaway here in just a little bit. So definitely a quick reminder is this is what we're giving away today. They are these beautiful Mr. Sparkle Kitty spacer beads that I think would be beautiful wire wrapped onto a form. You get a whole bag of them. So these are really fun. And we're gonna do a giveaway for them here live in probably about 10-15 minutes. So stay tuned. And if you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, pop on over to Beadaholique so you can be part of the giveaway. Baby wubbers, I love baby wubbers too. These are baby wubbers. For those who are not familiar, Wubbers comes out with a line called Baby Wubbers. I'm using the Baby Wubbers round nose And then these are the full size. So you see there's quite a big size difference. Oh, hello, Randy. Okay, so just a quick little note on that. Now I did put a different pair of round nose in the shopping cart. We don't have these currently, so I just put another pair of round nose in there, but these are Baby Wubbers round nose for anyone who wants to know. And they are smaller. I totally agree that they do fit really nicely into the hand. Oh, Roberta, I love it. You're just teaching your granddaughter to wire wrap. That's wonderful. Oh, thank you, JD. Okay, and Beth is saying she loves the longer handles. Yeah, see, it's really a personal preference. It really is. It's so interesting how we definitely find the tools that work for us and that we love. Okay, so now we're gonna do the wire wrapping of the beads. So I put a bunch of colors of these beads in the shopping bag. I am using Luster Iris Tanzanite, and that is what this strand looks like. These are so, so pretty. And then I've got this one. This is a turquoise bronze Picasso, if you want to do a little bit more of a turquoise color. This is beautiful. I think that this was like a jet Picasso, I believe. Oh, hello, Debbie. Yes, you can definitely catch the replay. As soon as the show ends, the replay is available. Okay, so then this one here is, I believe this is Luster Transparent. My name broke off there, but this is a Luster Transparent something. Michelle, it's BCP 103356, if that helps you. So these are really pretty. Like I said, the pictures, I don't think do these beads justice because these are my favorite beads, but they just look so pretty in person. This is Luster Opaque Green. You can see what that one looks like. And then I have a Luster Iris Amethyst. So this is our Luster Iris Amethyst, and these are all 3mm English cut check glass beads, and they are so pretty. And then this is Pacifica Fig. So I picked out some colors to kind of show you different options, so you can do all different colors. But I love them. They look so vintage and antique-y. Oh, we got hearts with the Pacifica Fig. It's really pretty. Okay, so for this earring though, we are going to use the Tanzanite. So I'm gonna put some of those off. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our 24 gauge wire. So now we're switching because we don't need that big heavy gauge wire. What we need is a 24 gauge wire. And we need 24 inches. How wide is the millimeter in the hoop? Oh, good question. So the hoop itself finished is about little over 3/4 inch. So the diameter of this was 3/4 inches. So when we went around the outside, it made it just a little bit bigger. Okay. So we're gonna do 24 inches now of wire. And I'm questioning that, guys, because that doesn't sound right. I might be doing 12 inches. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna do 12 inches. 24 does not, I think I'm mixing up the gauge with the amount of wire I need. We're gonna do 12 inches. If we get stuck, we'll fix it. Okay, so we're gonna do 12 inches of wire. Okay, so when we got our 12 inches of wire, we're going to just go ahead and start up at the top, and you're gonna be going through the loop. Okay, I'm gonna move my tools because they tend to get caught. You can do seed beads for wire wrapping. You can do bicones. You can do all different things. Okay, so we're just gonna hold the tail here and give yourself a little bit of a tail to grip onto. And we're gonna go around the edge and we're gonna do about 4 or 5 loops. And we're just gonna push that wire. Now the 24 gauge craft wire is very soft and easy to work with. You can also be using 26 gauge wire. And see, you just got those loops. They're sitting right next to each other. And we can go back at the end and tighten up this right here. So don't worry about that. Okay, so here we go. We're just gonna keep going through. And a reminder, this video will be available for replay after the show. So if you wanna go back and rewatch any of these steps, you can. But we're just making some really nice tight loops to start with. And we wanna do about 5. That's gonna be a good anchor point. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. We can trim this up right now, or we can just leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, Piper's saying I use 26 gauge for wire wrapping on a hoop. 26 gauge is great. I go back and forth. You can do 24, you can do 26 for sure. Okay, so we're just kind of like straightening that up a little. I'll trim this tail at the end, and I'm just gonna kind of push that up towards the top. So this is what we've got so far. Now we're gonna go ahead and add a bead. Yeah, so 26, that's a great point. Morning Gloria, 24 hurts my fingers. She's saying 26 is better. Yeah, definitely. If you find that it starts to pinch your fingers, just 26 is great. Okay, so we're just putting on a bead onto the wire as if that wire was a needle. Gonna slide it on down, and we're gonna hold it, and we're gonna just go through our hoop again and pull it against the side. So there, see how we've got that guy anchored now? And then go through your hoop one more time. I always do at least 2. Some people do more. If you want more of the wire to be the dominant feature, you can. Okay, so, and then just push your loops so they sit nicely together. So there you've got your first bead. And now we're gonna add another bead, and this is all there is to it. It's not hard. It's actually pretty easy. We're just gonna repeat. If I can find the hole, there we go. Oh, hello, Sherry from Lake Tahoe. I am south of you. I am in Los Angeles area. So we're gonna add another bead. I need to make it to Lake Tahoe. I have never taken my boys there, and I have really fond memories of Lake Tahoe from growing up. Even though I was from Seattle, we would still vacation near Lake Tahoe. So I need to take my boys there this summer. Okay. So again, went through it twice, added a bead. And so this is how the wrapping is looking. And we're gonna keep going. And I don't think I'm gonna do the entire surround just for time's sake, because we got a whole nother wire component to do, and we gotta assemble this earring. So I'm gonna do maybe 2 more, and then I'm gonna show you what would be how you finish it, just because this does take a little bit of time. And I do wanna show you the other component as well. Okay, so here, it's just on repeat as you do your beads, and you can see I'm just holding them in place and then doing my wire around that form. And I'll do one more. I'm just gonna pick it up, but feel free to experiment with the types of beads you wanna use for this. Maybe you wanna put a seed bead, an English cut and a seed bead. You can do that as well. And we're just gonna keep going. All right, so let's pretend that this was our last bead, okay? So you've done it the same way, so you've got this. Now what you can do too, remember it's just wire, make it work for you. You can squeeze these together. You can adjust this. It's just wire, don't be afraid of it. So you can squeeze those together. If you feel that they're not uniform, you can do that. You can also pull them. If say you want this more down, look, you can scoot this. So it is something that you can make work however you want. Oh, thank you, JD. Okay, so now to finish it. So we're pretending that we did the whole thing and we're all the way up here. So to finish it, you're just gonna do the same amount of loops right here of wrapping on the end, because that would be up top here. Oh, thank you, Maria. Okay, so here we go. A quick note for those who joined us a little bit midway through, this is the earring that we're making today. So we're almost done with this component here. We're going to talk about how to make this component and how to assemble it. Okay. And everything is 30% off right now because we are doing our closing sale. So if there's anything you see, this is a great time to pick it up. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do more loops. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I love these earrings. I'm just going to call them the Julie earrings because these are just quintessentially my style of earring that I love to make and wear. All right, so you're just going to do some loops. And you're going to just keep doing your loops. So you're just adding extra loops because we're pretending that this is up near the top and we've finished all of our beadwork. It is bittersweet, Shirley. I am so happy to have been here and been part of this for all these years, and to get to do this now too. All these live shows just are so fun. And we're going to keep doing the lives as long as we can. So it is bittersweet, but we've gotten to have a lot of fun together. Okay, so once you've done your wrappings, just make sure that you have the same number. If we have 26 gauge, Michelle can look for that for sure. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Shirley. I try. I'm so grateful, guys. I'm so grateful for so many things. I can't even tell you. I had kind of a tough year with health, and sometimes when you go through those things, you come out the other side with just a lot of gratitude and thankfulness, and I'm just so thankful for so many things. Okay, so here, oh, thank you. Okay, so we've done our wrapping. We're just pretending it's up here, and then we're going to trim our tails. Yes, so I make the frame with the 18 gauge wire. And then I did the wrapping with the 24, but you can also do 26. Okay, so I'm just going to trim my tail and trim my other tail. And I'm going to just snip that off. And then I am going to go in with my chain nose and tuck my tails again. It's an important step, especially when you're wearing things. You don't want these to get snagged on your skin or a sweater. So you just go like this. Oh, I love that, Margaret. Yeah, it's important to sometimes, we get busy and we get overwhelmed, and it's nice to kind of just take a moment, breathe in, and just look around you and what you have to be thankful for. And, I go to bed every night looking forward to something. I find something to look forward to the day ahead. Sometimes it's my coffee and my scone. I do go to bed dreaming of my mochas and my scone. But I try to go to bed every night thinking about something I'm looking forward to the next day. Okay, so here I'm going to do is you can see what this would look like. And now even this one, we could scoot down this and pretend that this is our design. So you don't even have to do the full surround of beads. You could do a modified version. So there's the wire wrapping of the beads. So again, that was the 24 gauge on top of the 18 gauge frame with the English cut 3mm beads, which are my favorite bead right now. So those are all those beautiful English cuts, and these are check glass. Okay. Oh, good, Giggles. I'm so glad. All right, guys, we're going to do the giveaway right now before we go on to our next piece, because it's going to go pretty quick for the next component. We're going to create this wire wrap component right here. So let's do a giveaway. If you are over on YouTube or Facebook, hop on over to Beadaholique so that you can be part of the giveaway. We are giving away a Mr. Kitty, Sparkle Kitty, kind of grab bag of these assorted beautiful colors of check crystal, and these you get the whole bag of them. So it's going to be a lot to play with. You can wire wrap these. That's why I wanted to do this as the giveaway, but they're just beautiful, just beautiful. So these are the giveaway today. Oh, hello, Marcel and Kim. Hi. Okay. All right. So to enter the giveaway, I'm going to ask a question. And then the first person here on Beadaholique who types in live the correct answer is going to win. And Michelle is going to be super quick. She's going to be looking at the responses to see who has the correct answer first, and then they'll win the giveaway. All right, so the question is, I've said this a couple different times, so if you've seen some past shows, how many years have I, Julie, been with Beadaholique? So first correct answer. If you don't know, it might be worth just throwing out a guess. Oh my gosh, I saw lots of correct answers. All right, Michelle, you're going to have to be really fast on that one. Oh my gosh, and I can't even, it went so fast that I can't even see who Michelle picked because hers went up so fast. Okay, she got her. Yay, okay. That was fun, guys. Hi, Christus. Okay. All right, I'm going to trust Michelle to connect with the winner because that all went so fast. Okay, give her a sec. Oh, I'm seeing lots of congratulations for Lisa. So I'm going to guess that that Michelle was able to pick out Lisa's name. So congratulations. So really fun. This is headed your way. Oh, Lisa in Pennsylvania. Congratulations. Oh my gosh. And it was 14 years. I have been with Beadaholique for 14 years. I started in 2011. I had a very different job, and I was in front of a computer all the time. And my husband said, "You're miserable. Go do something creative." And he was right. I needed to have tools and glue and things on my table. I couldn't be behind a computer. So yeah, great little nudge he gave me. It was like saying like, hey, you really, your passion is being creative. So congrats, Lisa. All right. So we are going to finish up this design by creating another component. And that component is right here. Now these little leaves are beautiful. I bought these for myself personally. They're part of our Timeless Wonders collection. These are a check glass bead with a hematite finish with a gold inlay, and they are a vertical hole. So they got the hole right down the middle. And these are so pretty. So those are lovely, and that's what we're going to be using. There's other colors of these beads. I put some in the shopping bag. So if you click on that shopping bag, you'll see some color variations. There's even more color variations on the website. So you can add them right to your shopping cart from that shopping bag if you like. You can add other things from the website to your shopping cart too. Just if there's anything that you really want, definitely make sure you check out fully because things do sell out. So just a quick note on that before we get going, because I know some of these really unique beads sell out quickly. Okay, so now we're going to use another gauge wire. So why are we switching wire gauges so much? Well, we're switching wire gauges because we need different thicknesses for different things. So we did the 18, so we had the really thick outer shell to maintain its shape so it doesn't get bent out of shape. We needed the 24 or 26 gauge wire that was soft enough to wrap around our frame. Now we're going to use a 22 gauge wire. And we're going to do a 22 because this is going to dangle from our earrings. And because I wanted it to be a little bit stiffer. I think you might be able to get away with a 24, but this little loop might eventually come undone on a 24 because a 22 is going to be a little thicker than a 24. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another 4.5 inches. I tried to kind of make it simple so we could remember the numbers. So 4.5 inches for this one, 4.5 inches for your wire frame of the 18 gauge, and then 12 inches for your wrappings, if you're doing the same size as me. Okay, so 4.5 inches, we're just gonna put that on our ruler and trim. And we're gonna start by making our little spiral. So again, I'm using round nose pliers. So I'm gonna use a round nose plier to come in and make a spiral. So I'm just gonna twist it. And we're gonna have like a little loop in the middle of our spiral, which is fine. So we just made a little loop. Now we're gonna come in with our wubbers. Again, I'm using wubbers because they have this really nice flat expanse right here. So this is a really handy expanse because it's gonna be able to grip. So we're gonna put our loop into our wubbers and we're gonna hold it. So you see how that wire is exiting the one side, and I'm just gonna push the wire gently around the outside of that loop we made. Again, it's just wire. Make it do what you want it to do. And then I lifted it up and I'm gonna rotate a little bit and push. And you can kind of start to see it's just creating a spiral along the outer edge. So I'm gonna lift it up again, grip it, push it, and just go nice and slow. Lift up, grip, push. Lift up, grip, push. Keep going. So you see how we're building that? And we're gonna keep going. And you can make this bigger. I'm just gonna go around basically twice so that we've got a little spiral. Hi, Christus. Okay, so once we've got that, this is our custom head pin, but we need it to sit upright because right now it would not sit right. So we're gonna go in and we are going to bend our neck up like so. So I just created a notch there. And then I can just go right here. And so this is what we have right now. So we're gonna add our beads. I'm gonna add a leaf bead with that nice vertical hole. So it just goes on down and it sits with that spiral at the base. And then I'm gonna put one more of my English cuts to match the rest of my design. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now, you can just make a simple wire loop or a wrapped wire loop. I was kind of feeling fancy, so I decided to do a little something different. If you can see our sample piece, right here, I created a really long neck that I added wire coils to, just as a little decorative element. To do that, because that's kind of a fun thing to do, you just can make sure that this is straight, and we're gonna now go in with, you could do round nose still, I'm gonna do wire looping. Oh, thank you for the hearts, guys. It's really, I hope you are seeing that you can adapt these to a lot of different projects too. This is one project, but you can also adapt it to a lot of different ones. So instead of being right down here, we're gonna leave a neck. We're gonna leave like a bit of an exposed wire piece here, as long as you like it, as short as you like it, whatever you like. And we're gonna pinch, push down, rotate up, crisscross. And now we're gonna go in, grab that loop, and we are going to just create coils. We're gonna wrap around here. And I'm just using my fingers. And I totally forgot to do a step. I totally forgot to do a step. So for this project, you would actually add your chain in at this stage before you did your looping. So you would hold it like this and your chain would be hanging out here. Because I forgot to do that, I'm gonna add an extra element to this design as a connector piece because I think it'll be easier than showing this tutorial again on this. Okay, so there's our loops. So you see what those coil loops look like. And like I said, because we are gonna dangle this from a chain and there's no way of opening this up, you would have slipped your chain link in to your loop before you did your wrappings. I did forget that step. So what I'm going to do now is take my chain. I had originally going to make it 1.5 inches. So for this earring here, now I have to tell you guys, this is a 2mm Rollo chain that I'm using. We are out of stock of the 2mm. I put in a 2.2mm, which is just slightly larger of a Rollo chain, and I put in a couple other chain options. So that's just something to kind of be aware of. I wanted to be upfront about that. I do know that as things sell out, so as we're having our closing sale and certain things sell out, I might have to do little substitutes like that. So again, a good reason, if there's something that you love and it's in stock, now is definitely the time to get it. Okay, so for this design here, where I remembered to slip the little chain link into my loop before I did my wrappings, I measured 1.5 inches of chain. I'm going to measure 1 inch of chain because I'm going to make a little connector piece because I forgot to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure 1 inch. Okay, so I got my little 1 inch of chain. And then what I'll do is I'm going to take another little piece of 22 gauge wire, just maybe 2.5 inches, just a little snippet. Oh, thank you guys. And Piper's saying just use it as a dangle. Oh yeah, you could even use it as like a dangle here if you wanted to. You could just even like trap it inside the frame as well. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna create a little loop right here. So we're just gonna go squeeze, push down, push up, crisscross. And then I'm going to open this loop up. And this is what you would have done with this one had I not forgotten. Slip that guy in so he's connected. Pinch it shut. And then make a little loop. And trim your tail. And tuck it. And now we're going to add one more little English cut bead. I think that's my turquoise bead traveled over here. Where's one of my tanzanites? There they are. Okay. All right. So now we've got an extra little element here that I didn't have in the first one. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to connect our chain properly here. So little loop. And then go in, open this up. Take your chain, find the end chain link, and slide it on so it goes within that loop. So that's a really, really secure way of attaching chain. That chain's not going to come off. And then we're just going to do a few more loops. We're going to trim our tail. And then we're ready to just put our earring together. Okay, so here is our pretty little dangle that we made. So that is our focal right here. So that's gonna be something that we're going to now hang behind our hoop. So the pliers are called wire looping pliers. So they've got a round nose and a concave nose. So they're what I use to make my wrapped wire loops and my simple wire loops. Okay, so this is going to basically be layered on top. And so I have an earring hook. Sorry guys, this earring hook I know is out of stock right now. I did put a couple other options again in that shopping bag. So just a quick note on that. And so we're going to open this loop. Now, when you are choosing an earring hook, for this particular project, if it has a bigger loop, the better. Okay, so just kind of notch it out. And we're going to start with the back. So we're going to put on the chain first. And so that just goes on there. And then we're just going to hang our loop. So again, you want to face forward because we did trim it in the back. So you want to face forward and it just hangs on there. And we're going to pretend that it had all of its beadwork on it. And there is our finished earring. So let's look at the actual one with the finished beadwork. So this is what it looks like. So we used the 3 gauges of wire. We used a little chain. We used those 3mm English cut check glass beads and a leaf with a vertical hole. So that was our project. And don't be afraid of wire. If you haven't ventured into it before, craft wire is great. So something like artistic wire, you get a ton on a spool. So you have room to make mistakes. So play with it. You know, you just kind of need your basic tools. You don't really need specialty tools for this. You can do your cutters, your chain nose pliers, your round nose pliers. So that would be, you know, something that's also nice too. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Hilda, great question. If I want to look at other things to buy on the website, how do I get there? So I'm going to let Michelle and Eric navigate you on that, just so I don't say the wrong thing. But your shopping cart should stay there, and you should be able to add things from the website as well as add things from the show. Oh, thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Regina and Santa Barbara Girl and Piper and everyone. Yeah, this is really like, seriously, this is my favorite style of earring to wear. I love the chain. I love the dangle. These are me. These are me in earring form. Chain and lip balm. I love it, Kathleen. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera up real quick so we can say goodbye for today and this week, and then I'll be back on Monday. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. Here is this earring, and you can kind of see I have this other earring from when we did the Summer Brights show. So you can always go back and rewatch all the past shows. So that's something fun. And you can watch this show too. The replay is available as soon as the show ends, but you can see really dramatic. So, oh, good. Okay, great. I'm seeing some comments of this was helpful figuring out how to do this. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a fun technique. And once you know how to do it, it opens up a lot of creative possibilities because, like I said, you don't have to just do round. You could do oval. You could do teardrop. You can not add a chain. You can add seed beads. You can do all sorts of things with this basic technique of this wire wrapping, and just those couple spools of wire are going to last so many projects. But yeah, so there are the earrings on. I'll be wearing them today. So thank you guys. Okay, and then Eric gave us a quick reminder to, if you have anything in your shopping cart, please make sure you check out so you can get it. Things are selling down quickly. So if there's something you love and it's in your shopping cart, make sure you check out so that you get it. It does not reserve it in your shopping cart. We talked about this, I think, last show. So you have to actually check out to be able to get it. It won't just, it'll stay there, but if it sells out before you check out, someone else will get it. So make sure you close out your shopping cart if there's anything you want. Oh, thank you, Carter. Oh, good. And I'm glad you learned a lot. It's so much fun. We always have a great time here. We play, we share ideas, we share tips. So it's just a great community. So thank you everyone for joining me. Oh, I'm glad. Susan, good. I'm glad. Yay, and Lisa, thank you. I'm glad this was helpful. If you like it, share it. There's that little share icon if you want to share it with your community so other people can see this. That would be great too. And just have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to go plan the next show. So that's my day, is figure out what we're going to do on Monday. Thank you guys. Monday is at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So we have an afternoon show on Monday and a morning show on Thursdays. And we're here every week. And even though we are having our big store closing sale and, everything's 30% off and there's a lot happening, we're going to be here doing these lives as long as we can. So we want to stay with our community, and I want to keep beading and making stuff and having fun. So we're going to keep doing the lives as we can, as long as we can. Thank you, Santa Barbara Girl and Kathleen and Christus. Thank you. And Terry, guys, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you, Beth. Oh, there are my chimes. That means it's the top of the hour. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the day and weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye. Bye, Shirley. Bye, Dee.